For me yesterday, so today I'm going to take the opportunity to speak about an agenda for the future. It's all about freedom. You know, the uniquely American idea that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness is the essence of American freedom. And that idea of American freedom has created the most prosperous nation in the history of the world. We have astounded the world now for centuries with our innovation, our creativity, and our generosity. And it's all been driven, as people here at YAFCON know, by our commitment to freedom. But sadly, as we gather here today, American freedom is under attack. Big tech, big media, big government, even big business have locked arms to advance a pernicious woke agenda designed to control the American people and destroy the American dream. The ruling elites here in Washington and all across this country have never been more out of touch with the values of everyday Americans, but never more intent on imposing their agenda on each and every one of us. I hardly need to tell those of you that have been standing up as conservatives on campus about the cancel culture in which we live today and what I like to call the intolerance of tolerance in 2022. Over many decades, liberal policies have created one disaster after another. As we gather today, our borders are under siege. Our currency has been devalued. Our energy independence has been squandered. And our great and booming economy is being brought to a screeching halt by big government socialism. Make no mistake about it, Yaffers. There is a cure for what ails America, and that is leadership committed to American freedom. Now more than ever, we need to lead America with a freedom agenda focused on the future. And as I said, I had planned to unveil this agenda at the Heritage Foundation last night. But my plane was diverted against that terrible storm you all witnessed. And I just figured, with Karen at my side, that God must have had different plans for today. In fact, he must have decided that a talk about the future, a talk about an agenda for the future, should be given to the rising generation. A talk about the freedom agenda should be given to the freedom generation. And I'm honored to be here. You know, the conservative movement has always been built on the notion that ideas have consequences. Conservatism is bigger than any one moment, any one election, or any one person. It's always been about ideas. And YAF has been there every step of the way for half a century, inspiring Americans who cherish those ideals of freedom. And I know you'll continue to do just that. And I'm proud to say, under the Trump-Pence administration, it was those ideas that drove our policies every single day. Advancing American freedom, we achieved the lowest unemployment, the highest household income, the most energy production, the most pro-trade American deals, the most secure border, and the most powerful military the history has ever known. We did it all. Now, all those accomplishments were possible because of your support and the support of conservatives of every age and every background in this country. But as I said, I came today not to look backwards, but to look forward. The truth of the matter is, now more than ever, conservatives need to be focused on the challenges Americans are facing today and offer a bold and positive agenda of solutions for the future. The Bible tells us where there is no vision, the people perish. And as the American people witness the consequences of the American left abandoning our most cherished ideals and values every day, those words ring more true. With the worst border crisis in history, inflation at a 40-year high, gasoline prices through the roof, and our foreign adversaries like Russia and China emboldened by American weakness, with future generations being saddled with trillions of dollars in debt. Now more than ever, we need leadership and vision. But in 2022, the good news is we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save America from decline and decay brought on by those progressive policies and to build a governing majority that will last for generations. But in order to win, conservatives need to do more than criticize and complain. We must unite our movement behind a bold, optimistic agenda that offers a clear and compelling choice to the American people. And that's exactly what the organization I founded, called Advancing American Freedom, set out to do. With the help of more than 50 of the brightest stars of the conservative movement, including Scott Walker and Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum and Betsy DeVos, who you'll hear from a little bit later today, I posed the question to that team. Describe for us the ideas that have animated the movement, the conservative movement all across this country from Reagan to Trump, and put them all in one place. That was how our freedom agenda was born. There are solutions there that are designed to be implemented at all levels of government. But you know, Congress can't solve every problem facing our country, and it shouldn't try. You know, a careful study of Congress shows that throughout our history, Congress has done two things well: nothing and overreact. And so our freedom agenda is about equipping Americans just like you to be able to make the case for freedom with your neighbors and friends and families and coworkers. You can follow along with the freedom agenda if you want to go to advancingamericanfreedom.com, but let me describe it for you briefly. We begin our freedom agenda with a focus on American culture. Now, why is that? Well, the late Andrew Breitbart often said politics is downstream from culture. If we allow the radical left to continue dumping toxic waste into the headwaters of our culture, our politics will get more poisonous than ever. You know, the American people are proud of our culture. They believe it's worth protecting for future generations. As Americans, we believe in those timeless ideals of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So where we begin with the freedom agenda is a very simple commitment to secure the sanctity of life at the center of American law once again. I stand before you today with a grateful heart that after nearly 50 years of lives of incalculable value lost to our nation, 50 years of heartbreak, 50 years of praying and fasting and working and volunteering and caring. Last month, at long last, with the support of 3 Supreme Court justices appointed during the Trump-Pence administration, we sent Roe versus Wade to the ash heap of history where it belongs. But in a very real sense, we've only come to the end of the beginning. As my fellow conservatives, now it falls to this generation to take the case for life to every state and every state house in America. Our freedom agenda calls for advancing pro-life protections in every state in the Union, every single one. We call for expanding support for women in crisis pregnancies, to support the unborn and to support the newborn with equal American generosity. We call for reforming adoption laws so more forever families can be formed, because you can't be pro-life if you're not pro-adoption.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. I want to tell you about the Patriot Gold Group. But first, let me tell you that the S&P has already lost $8.2 trillion in 2022. Did you know that? Peak inflation is not even hit despite the Fed rate hikes on groceries, on gas. You know it as well as I do. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs are warning of another 20% drop. Inflation is winning in a knockout right now. The Fed is going to raise rates again at the end of July. Meanwhile, Goldman, Wells Fargo, and Bloomberg are all forecasting gold to surpass all-time highs. If you want to invest in gold, call 888-936-2373 now. Call the Patriot Gold Group today and ask about their no-fee-for-life IRA. Sounds like a good deal, don't it? Here's the number, 888-936-2373. 888-936-2373 for the Patriot Gold Group.